All right, guys, welcome to an episode of the workshop, 209 Ed's workshop. So what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to take a look at creating one of the night troopers that was introduced on Ahsoka's show. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I definitely want one of those. Now, I know eventually Black Series is going to put one of those out there, and I'm I've been very picky about which Black Series figures I pick up now, simply because I'll pick them up if I really like the figure and if I want a physical representation of it in my collection. But I'm definitely not as into it as I used to be, just because the very absolute lack of crap joints. I mean, the absolute crappy joints that they have, and just the price point for what you get is, boo. But saying that, I still do pick up a few of them if I find that the value is there or that I want it enough. So, saying that, this is one of the night troopers that I want to, I'll put a picture of it right here, that I want to create. So let's take a look at what we're going to need to do that, right? So first thing you're going to need, you gotta have one of these. You guys saw me picking these guys up whenever, I found it very hard to resist picking one of these up when I'd find it in the wild, especially when I was finding them for $15, $16. So if I found one and it was on special, I was picking it up for sure. Even if I found them at full price, I was like, I gotta have it. So, this particular Stormtrooper, for under $20 is a pickup for me, especially when I was finding them at $15 to $17, something like that. So you're gonna need a Stormtrooper. I'm using this one. That's the base body for it. So let's put you right there. What else are we gonna need? Well, we're also gonna need to dirty them up a bit, right? And for that, we're probably gonna need some black wash. So we're gonna have some black wash here to dirty them up a bit. Not only that, but some of the cracks and some of the colors that he needs as well. So you're going to need some black. And again, these are cheap acrylic paints that we're going to use because they work fine. You may have to do a couple of layers on them, but for 58 cents, you can't beat that. So we're going to use black. This is probably the one that's a little bit more expensive. But anyways, you got the black wash there. That's because I'm only particular to that. And then we also got some silver, because I did see some silver on them. And then we've also got some gray, because I did see some gray on them as well. So I saw some cracks in them, and that's what the black is for. And then around some of the parts where they had mended their armor, they had some black. And then I saw this a few times, but not everywhere. I saw a few of them have some antique gold on them. So I picked one of these up as well. So we're going to maybe add some antique gold on there as well. Finally, but one of the other things you're going to need is some very detailed brushes. So we're going to need that. And this is where I'm a little bit of an impasse. I don't know yet if I'm going to use, one of the biggest traits that popped out on me was that they had that, they kind of had that like red ribbon around them. It could have been two things. They never was really explained. It could have been like a seal, like the witches would seal something within them, or maybe it was literally holding their armor together, right? They had lost some of the, elasticity of the stuff that holds the armor together, and they were just holding it together with whatever they had. If you guys even notice, you go back and notice, even Thrawn's uniform was looking kind of raggedy there. If you look at his uniform at parts, you can see that it's been broken, that it's been worn quite a bit, and he's just making do. These guys are making do with whatever they got. The other thing that you'll see, and again, what I'm having trouble with is the ribbons, right? So do I use actual ribbon or do I use duct tape? Well, that's something we're going to have to try. We're going to have to figure that out. I'm a little bit torn right now as to which one I use. And once this is all done, we're going to have to seal it. And to seal it, the last thing I use a special kind of sealant, and I'll put a picture of it up here. I forgot what it's called, but I like it because it doesn't run and it doesn't cause the or it caused very little problems when you use acrylic paint for this particular sealant. So to me, in my opinion, my usage of it. So anyways, that's what we're going to use to create it. Let's get to it. All right, guys, it took a little bit longer to get started than usual. You know, had to do some work stuff, and of course that comes first, but yeah, longer day, so it's all right. Sometimes it happens that way. So what we had to do, number one, the first thing you want to do is take it out of the package. The second thing you want to do is, a lot of times these figures are coated in you know, some of the factory oil and stuff. So you want to make sure and give it a thorough wash. So make sure soap, water, warm water, and give it a nice wash. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to get this guy dirty. So yeah, we're going to start that. I actually opted not to use the black wash and instead take some simple, take the acrylic paint and just add some water to it. So let's see how that works out. Now I just thought of something actually that might have helped as well, but I think they're a little bit too black washed, and that's having maybe a remnant trooper kind of stand in for a night trooper. But now I want to make this one from scratch because I want to customize it and make it as good as I can. So anyways, here we go. Alright guys, so actually this light distorts it a little bit, but I'm satisfied with how dirty he looks. Look at my hands. Look at this. Sometimes you gotta get dirty as an artist. I'm satisfied with this look. He's supposed to be dirty. I don't want him to look very nice. None of the Stormtroopers in Ahsoka looked, you know, super clean, so definitely want to portray that. You know, they're dirty, they're beat up, they've been through it, you know. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to start to put some kind of like hard cracks in the armor, right? In his eyes, you know, we're going to kind of do an outline of where we want some of those cracks to be, and then highlight those with black lines, and use some of the gray to highlight that as well. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so here we are. We've taken a little bit more time with it, and so here's what I've done so far. We've done some cracks in the armor. We've dirtied them up a little bit. We've added some plasteel, I think is what it's called. We've added some of that golden trim that we've seen it in spatters in there. You know, maybe that's, you know, something they salvage that can help protect them a little more, add some ability, protection there for them. But you know, it's these night troopers were just using whatever they could find. So not only that, I've started working on the rags, or the, I don't know, seals that they've had around their arms to, you know, endow them with extra human persistence or speed or strength. I don't know, whatever the night witches or those witches were giving them. So I decided not to go with the fabric route. I decided to go with the masking duct tape route. So it seems to be working pretty well. And then what I'm gonna do, dirty this up a little bit because it's a little too bright, too happy. And I'm just simply cutting out some strips and then putting it on there. I'll also take a look at adding some more in there, kind of highlighting it a little more. And yeah, so this is the progress so far. I'm going to start working on a little bit more of this. So here we go. Alright guys, so there he is. For the most part, he's pretty much done. I had some tape. I didn't want to give him too much tape over him, or, this little, enchantments or seals on him, make him look ridiculous. At some point, he has to look like he's been enchanted, but not so much so that he looks like he's being held together with it, or maybe he does, I don't know. But regardless, I think I'm happy with it. At this point, we just have to do some touch-ups and some sealing and some making that a little bit dirtier. All right, guys, it's time for the wrap up. So here we have it. Did we achieve what we wanted to achieve? I think so. I do. I like it. I guess that's important in the end, is if, I created it, I like it. So here's what we started with. Fresh out of boot, basic training, ready to follow the Emperor's orders to the letter, Stormtrooper. And this guy's been through a few battles. He'll probably follow them to the letter too, but he's getting held together barely. Yeah, I think we got what we wanted here. I'm interested to see how Hasbro handles that. I mean, because this is a huge marketing opportunity for Hasbro. I think it'd be weird though if you had a night trooper with all the same patterns and you lined them up, right? Because if you're building an army and then you have these particular night troopers and they all have the same damage or the same look in rows, then that looks off, right? Because the entire point of those guys was they were just shoddy everywhere. This was over here, their wrapping was over there, wrappings on their head. It was just all over the place. Or maybe Hasbro does something even more insidious and they do variants. The gold piece variant is more expensive than the, or harder to find the chase than the one with the extra, wrappings on them or seals on them. I don't know. Whatever that could be, or however they do it. It'd be interesting to me to see how they do it. So yeah, here's what we started with. Here's what we got. And yeah, I'm going to put him over in my little Mandalorian display because he's, to me, he's with Ahsoka. Ahsoka's in the Mandalorian. She ties together the Rebels. I do not have the Rebels display in with the Mandalorian display. But anyways, it kind of feels the same to me in that same vein. So here, getting a little closer to him, kind of tightened up the cracks in his armor. The gold inlay, tightened that up a little bit as well. Colored in the bright seals there. I didn't like the wrappings being so bright. Got him real dirty, as he would be. He doesn't get regular replacement armor like this guy. Nope. You know, he might even run out of cleaning solution for it, or he doesn't even get replacement panels, right? They blow off some of the replacement, and he doesn't have that special white paint that they use for him to look nice and shiny. So he's not going to look nice and shiny. He's going to look rough. So anyways, there we have it. Well, let me know in the comments below, guys. Did we do it? Did we not do it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? You know, either way, it's fine with me. I like it. Maybe I'm missing something. Is there something I could have done better? Is there something you've learned from this not to do or to do? So that'd be interesting as well. As always, I do some of these little do-it-yourself segments every now and then, just to show you, you know, some of the things that are possible. Sometimes you don't have to wait for Hasbro to make something. You know, sometimes you can make it yourself. Kind of like I did with the Cobra Claw video. You guys can go back and look and see at my G.I. Joe Classifieds. I was tired of waiting for Hasbro to make the Cobra Claw, so I went ahead and made a glider out of the Fortnite glider, and you know, that's, you know, I thought that was pretty cool. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget, we have the contest going on in the X-Men Wolverine animated video review. That's always fun to try and get that and solve it, and then I'll send you a Snake Eyes Desert Commando G.I. Joe Classified to your doorstep. And gosh, let's go ahead and get that. Let's go ahead and get to that 500. We're like 5 away or something ridiculous, something really small. But you know, if you enjoy the content, guys, if you enjoy watching my videos, why not subscribe? Doesn't cost us anything. It's fun to do. It's fun to engage with each other. And as always, I try to answer everybody's comments below. If I miss one or two, I apologize. But as long as they're respectful and we're engaging with each other and it's in a good vibe, good fun, why not? Why not? You know, I try to always respond to everybody. So thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. As long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling it out.